And welcome to the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where you can come here first to quench your reality thirst, and where we put the real and the tea in reality. I'm your girl, Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am drinking orange sunkiss because I got it and I'm drinking it. But if I was not drinking orange sunkiss in a bottle, I would be drinking it out of my
Oh my god, I feel so
cup
You
mug. Cup
should.
mug.
bad.
Cup mug.
You're the closest to me. I will kick you.
You know what you got to do. You know when they don't fret, do not fret because all you got to do is go to lanagcreations.etsy.com and you can get your own cup mug like all of us. And the link is in the bio in the description below. Period. And we do ship internationally, so there are no excuses. Hmm.
Oh, are we not doing the claims to fame now?
Oh, my claim to fame. I forgot about that. Sure. My claim to fame this week is when I was younger, I was at a rehearsal for a concert that my mom was doing, and we heard that someone special and famous and big was around the corner at the park. And so, of course, I had to go. And as soon as I was getting there, this person was leaving and about to jump into his car. And so I screamed out, "Hey, Mike, could I have a ride?" And he looked at me and he was like, "Next time, kid." That Mike, of course, was Michael Jordan. And he was huge at the time in the city of Chicago. So I got to meet Michael Jordan when I was younger. And he was like,
Ooh.
that was very cute. And he kind of like did the whole kid thing, like, next time, kid. And he jumped in his car and drove off. So
You
that
saved
was
the big one for today.
I kept forgetting about it, but yep, that was my claim to fame. I met Michael Jordan when I was young.
Work.
Wow.
And I'm Logan Murphy, Ace of Being Gay. Gay, I am just drinking some lemon cucumber water because hydration is important. I already had my caffeine for the day, even though I'm exhausted, so I need to go to sleep. But my claim to fame, I feel like only David here will know who this is.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's a maybe. So I mentioned it the last time I was on the claim to fame recaps, but I went to DragCon this year and met a lot of people. I'm not going to bring up a famous drag queen because I didn't last time, so I'm not going to do it this time. But while I was working at the booth that I was working for the Super Duper Mini Cooper from Australia, one Miss James Mansfield came over to the booth,
I
and
know
so
who that
she
is.
went to go talk. But that's not my claim to fame either.
Mm-hmm.
James Mansfield came over to do an interview with Minnie Cooper for her channel, and while they were doing that, I chatted up the, I guess, man candy attached to James Mansfield for that weekend. And that was Teddy Bear, the adult entertainment performer.
Why would I know who that is?
Because you're a homosexual, and I knew you knew who he was. So I met Teddy Bear.
Hey, you
and
got
he
three
was-
claim to fames in one there.
True.
Right.
He was kind of a dick.
Oh,
And I know
well.
he's never going to see this, so I don't care about saying that. But yeah, he was
F you, Teddy Bear.
he
Right.
was working, so I feel like that probably had something to do with it. But
Screw you, teddy bear. Whatever.
I would like to very
Oh
much.
God, Lord Jesus, this is claim to fame, not drag race show where we let everything free and fly. We're a family show here.
Yes. Family Fridays.
Family Friday. Oh, hey
Hey,
Blue.
Blue.
Okay, David.
Oh, it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Sure.
my name's David Healy, and I am best cat dad ever,
Up.
in case you didn't know.
Period.
And I am drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
And my claim to fame is my bestie, my best friend. I didn't know we were best friends at first, but one day, a couple of years ago, I woke up on my birthday and I looked at Twitter and I had a tweet from my best friend saying, at the David Healy, happy birthday, with several emojis. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my bestie, Mr. Devin Sawa,
Oh wow.
randomly tweeted at me on my birthday.
All right.
Thanks to some badgering from some friends to him, but I was like, wow, how cool. I love Devin Sawa. So yeah, that's my claim to fame. My best friend.
Lovely. It be your turn, girl.
You
I'm mad because I had a claim to fame, a perfect one last week. Last week. Screw you, Jonas Brothers. Screw you. I forgot it. But a couple of years ago, I worked at an indoor amusement park, and I seen Megan Good with her now ex-husband. But like, I was fangirling. I didn't want to go meet her. I was like, oh my god, fangirling, because I don't know if you guys know who Megan Good is, but Melody's fine as fuck, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm really bi as fuck. And so, like, one of my coworkers, as I was getting ready to leave, she stops me and she's like, "You're doing good work, Janae." And I was like, and yeah, my coworkers told her my name, and I fangirled, and I have a picture. And yeah, I'm a
I
Love,
virgin.
literally just watched a Megan Good movie the other day.
love that for you.
Saw 5.
Period. Well, those are all of our beautiful and amazing claim to fames. But
Could
now
not
we
be more different.
yeah,
Could
no,
not be more different.
no, not at all. Not at all. But we have to talk about claim to fame because we didn't have an episode last week and we got 2 episodes for this finale. So
Well, it's over.
it's over. That's it. This is it. And you know what? I'm satisfied. I'm
Me
satisfied.
too.
It wasn't. I can only be satisfied. I can't be like super duper happy because the person I
I can't be
wanted
like,
to win. Right.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
I
not.
can be.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
The
gonna be. Yeah.
second person I wanted to win won.
Yes.
At least the person I didn't want to win didn't
Didn't
win. So
win exactly.
I can
So I can.
celebrate.
My first choice won.
I won't be like yes, but I'll be like yep, 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 yep.
And wait, who predicted he would win last week? Who was that? Or
We
2
didn't have
weeks
a show
ago?
last week.
2 weeks ago?
I don't know.
I
I don't
wasn't
remember.
here.
Who was
I guess.
it?
I guess we have to just go back and watch the episode to find out. We'll go back
Yeah.
and find out on the episode because I look. I
And
don't
while you're
remember.
going back to watch that episode, subscribe.
Of course, subscribe, subscribe, and subscribe again. If you have multiple emails addresses or whatever we do, subscribe all of them. Subscribe them all, and then go over to our Cup Pod main channel and subscribe over there too because we got good stuff over there. We got a lot of stuff coming out this week. Just saying, and this week is just wrapping up. If you would go back and see what we put out this week, you'll be impressed. But anyway, claim to fame starts, and our final 3 are like, man, here we
Final
are.
4. We have
Oh,
Final
final
4.
4. Oh yeah, wait, final 4. I forgot about forgot about that girl because I knew she was going in for. I knew she was going in for. Sorry, Carson, my bad, homie. But final
I don't
4.
know her.
I I, I kind of forgot her.
I don't
Um,
know her.
she just anyway. Final 4. Final 4 happens, and everybody is like looking at Gabriel like, "Ooh, you liar." You are such a liar. You are the biggest liar of all liars of the lies of the lies. You liar. They
And
was. I lived.
I lived for it, and I love the way that they all found out. And
Mm-hmm.
I will acknowledge Carson again because she was the first to find out about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the comp you have to like match up different tiles for like who they're what they're known by,
Mm-hmm.
famous co-stars, what they're known for, etc., etc. And so Carson gets up there and she's doing the dang thing, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Gabriel's the easiest one. It's all sport. Cool, lovely. I don't really know about Chris or Monet, so I'm just gonna put things in there. Great, cool." She hits that buzzer, and Frankie's
Red.
red. And
Red, red,
Frankie
red.
Frankie looks and he's like, "Well, did you see something you weren't expecting?" And I'm like, "Frankie Jonas, you are doing the most, but I'm here for it."
Frankie
And she's
Jonas.
just like,
Franklin.
Franklin Jonas has
Jonas.
turned into to be my favorite Jonas brother. I'm just gonna
Mm.
say it. I'm putting it up there. I love me some Franklin Jonas because he held it down for the last 2 weeks of the show. I'm just saying. He held it down.
Honestly, just let him host.
He should just
I
be the
don't
only
need
host.
Kevin. And Kevin is my favorite Jonas brother.
See,
I
y'all
don't
are
need-
gonna be crazy when I said that 2 weeks ago.
Well,
I
Well,
you're
I
both
wasn't here
crazy.
2 weeks ago, so I got you, Nay.
Look,
I got you.
crazy loves company.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kevin
Oh,
is not my
whatever.
favorite Jonas, but I think
I'm happy
Franklin
to have
should
both
host
of
the show.
them hosting.
Me personally, I'm okay with Franklin just doing it by himself because I think he did a stellar job. But yeah, Carson was stunned, y'all. Stunned beyond stunned when she hit
She's
all
just
that.
like,
She was like, wait, what? He lied. He lied.
I mean, what's the point of the game? What's the
Yeah, I will
whole
give that
point?
to him. I
Yeah,
will.
he played.
Like,
He
I don't
played.
get it. Like, they were so like indignant about it. Like, all three of them were like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe what a liar he is." And I'm like, seriously, guys? Like, you're supposed to not let people find out who your claim to fame is.
Guess
Like, are
what?
you
All of y'all
mad that
lied.
he's not telling you or giving you
I
good
mean,
hints?
That's Carson and what's his name's fault for not showing his like Gabriel's clue to Monet sooner. That's their fault. She probably could have figured out when she seen the freaking clue. Which,
Yeah, yeah. They were. I agree, David. I'm like, how are we gonna act so mad when everybody's lied? Everybody's been lying. Nobody just come out and said, "Oh, by the way."
you don't want people to find out you're relative.
Right. You're not gonna come out and be like, "Oh, by the way, y'all, I know we plan for you not to know who my person is, but they're a comedian in the world of, and they have their own host, their own show." Like, he wasn't supposed to do that.
Like,
they all
wait,
walked
you all
in the
think I'm
game lying.
All
you
of
all
them
think
lying.
I'm related to an athlete? Oh, I'm so sorry for the confusion. Please
Right.
start looking in this direction. A TV personality.
It's the way that all season between JR and Gabriel, you just had too many people. They look like this. They look like that. All these football players, basketball players. I was just like,
Not all black men are related to athletes.
If we hear
you
in
said
season
it not
3 that
me.
somebody
I
looks
was-
like
I
Steve
said it not
Harvey,
me. You said it not me because I was blinking at my phone. I was just like, and what aspect outside of him saying one of them saying was an athlete? What was the other aspect of you just thinking an athlete besides him saying?
I mean, any black man with a beard must be related to
One of 4 NFL players, because there's no other NFL
No,
players.
I'm talking about he was Dwayne Wade or what's the other dude?
It was Carson. What's his name? He has like a long. She said he looks like JR. Looks like that guy. He plays basketball. He has like this long beard.
Yeah.
And she kept on saying JR looks like him. JR looks like. I'm just like.
Yeah. It was interesting to me how we came to, but nobody looked at that boy's face and said he looked like Donny Osmond when he looked exactly like Donny Osmond.
I do love, and I mean, we saw it on socials, or at least I did, but I loved the whole Monet and Gabriel, like, we're in the 70s.
Yes.
And we're going out. We're going to go see the teen Idol. We're going to go see the Teen Idol.
She was like, "Who are we going to see? Who are we going to
He
see?"
was like, Little Richard. She was like,
No, he was
We're
like,
looking for a white
we were
teen
like,
idol.
Teen Idol. I
he was
was
like
like,
Little Richie. She was like, "Little Richard, a
she was like,
white
Teen
teen
Idol. He was
idol."
like,
I
oh,
heard
okay.
Elvis is stepping out as well.
And so she was like, okay, who we going to see it? Famous folks. He was like, Donny Osmond. The Osmond. She was like, ooh,
Donny
Donny
Osmond.
Like,
Osmond.
I'm just throwing it out. I'm just saying. She was like, "No, because
No,
he
but that's a
does
good
look like
one.
Donny Osmond. You're on to
That
something." Like
you
it took y'all that long to look at that man Minecraft shaped head and be like Donny Osmond. It took y'all that long. Like him and his daddy got a Minecraft shaped head. Like
it, it was funny. And that whole sequence was crazy because it's not how they showed it on the show, but the clip that they put together to put on social media. Because everybody was like, "Well, why would they show that if it's just gonna give it away?" That they figured. I was like, "Y'all, be for real. They're not gonna edit that and put it
This is
in the show.
reality TV.
It's reality
Hello.
TV. It's not gonna do just this." But that it was so funny. But they do the competition. Carson sees he lied. She's upset. So now she's scrambling. And so Chris does the same thing. I know who Gabriel is, even though he saw a clue on Gabriel, and it shows that he is not a sports person. But well, he still thinks the star is the Dallas Cowboys star, so maybe he did think it was a sports person.
favorite thing is when they was like, okay, not a sports person. Let's look at the clue wall, and they seen the stripper pole. They seen dreads, a stripper pole, and straight up said T-Pain.
T-Pain. Because T-Pain, wait, how many kids did T-Pain have? I don't know. Must be
Well,
a lot.
they ran with the
Must be a
Matt
lot.
Singer thing, which was
Yeah.
like the right thing to run with.
Mm-hmm.
But they ran with T-Pain as the winner of the first season, as
Mhm.
opposed to
The
Nick
host
Cannon.
who
Oh,
I'm like, y'all act like so y'all didn't see no news
T-Pain
with
got
Nick
told-
Cannon having 18 kids. Y'all ain't saw the news.
told-
Y'all ain't heard Nick Cannon having 24 kids. But
Listen. All they seen was a black man dreads. So it was like they
and a
look like
stripper pole. It's like T-Pain. We don't know if he got 18 kids or not, but we just go say it's him. And because he played the drums, right? I
he
guess
plays instruments. He plays
it he that's what they say. He played the drums, right? I don't really know T-Pain, but so it was on T-Pain at this point for Gabriel. Gabriel's T-Pain. They all knew who Carson was. Nobody was still kind of figuring out Chris, and nobody had no idea about Monet at this point.
at this point.
At this point. So we continue on with the day after the competition. Gabriel wins. Bravo off to Gabriel. I ain't make no banner, so really I ain't got the time. Don't really have time. Gabriel won. He wins this competition. Therefore, he gets to. They all vote. Everybody's vulnerable to be the guesser. All of them. But if it's a tie,
if there's a tie,
if there's a tie, he breaks the tie. So it's like, okay, great, cool. Here we go. Everybody's trying to angle around who should be the guesser, who's gonna pick, da 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 da. Now, what did I know what I thought about this moment, but I want to know what y'all thought because
Oh, I have opinions.
please, David, jump in here with your opinion, sir.
Yeah, so it seemed like the votes were going to go towards Carson
Mm-hmm.
so that she could guess Gabriel. But at the very last minute, I guess Gabriel had a conversation with Monet
Mm-hmm.
and they decided to change things up and make Gabriel the guesser so he could take out Carson. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
reason I think Monet was okay with doing this was because at this point, she's already kind of figured out, oh, Gabriel must be related to Nick Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to hold him in my back pocket as my layup so I can pick him at the end. This was a game losing move for Monet. I'm sorry. It was a mistake.
I mean, I don't think so because if we saw,
she was the guesser, and she could have literally, if Monet was the guesser at that point, she literally could have picked any of those three and would have been safe. And guess and would have been safe.
Yeah, but well,
This was the time to take out Gabriel because there was
Thank
no
you.
way that the other two were ever gonna get her person.
Let's see.
Well, you got
We'll see
came back
later
and-
on. That's not the case. That's not what
That's
happened.
not happening.
I don't think that the same people were gonna give help to to either Carson or Chris.
They were giving it to Chris.
Not confidently.
Jane literally told Chris.
Jada was giving.
But then Jane like backtracked afterwards.
She backtracked on Gabriel and literally said at the end was like, "Oh, I was totally wrong with him." She gave Monet's person flat out 100% and was very confident in it.
I fear my baby had no choice.
Yeah.
No chance. Unless she was a guesser the last two times, my baby had no chance.
She would have had to be the guesser both times at the finale part. But
and I don't think
she took the hardest person to beat in challenges.
That is true. That is true. But before we go to that, we got to talk about this one because
that thing that's about to make me mad.
They go in to do the guest. They do the vote. Go to the voto booth. I still love saying that. Go to the voto booth. Vote. It's a tie. And Carson's like, what? I've been tricked. I'm like, girl, you was going anyway. Well,
I was saying, T-Pain, you still would have went.
Right, you would have guessed T-Pain. You're still done and going home. So either way it went, she wouldn't have stayed. But they vote tie. Gabriel decides he would be the guesser. And he picks Carson, of course, because Carson is the layup. Everybody knows who she is. He guesses Dale Earnhardt Jr. The guess is correct. Just like we said 2 weeks ago, Carson was going to be a solid fourth. Period. She gone, y'all. She gone. That's it. But Dale Earnhardt Jr. is her uncle. And he gave her a very nice little goodbye message, and she's like, he's the greatest person ever, and I just love him so much, and this is so beautiful. I'm just so honored to continue this legacy of the Earnhardt family. It's so great. He's so wonderful. And I was like, that's nice. Move on. I'm ready for this next episode. That's really all I was thinking. This episode, I was like, I could really just jump. Like we
know what's gonna happen.
Girl, we know.
It could have been an email.
It really could have been an email. I'm like, girl, we know.
Gabriel wins a challenge. Carson goes home fourth. It could have been an email.
We know, girl. We know. But this next episode is where I was excited for. I was waiting. I was like, I want to see how this end game works.
Well, yeah, this was your first finale.
Yes, I did not see last season's finale, so I did not know how the end game works. So I was like, okay, let's see how this works. I was super excited. So they walking in, the final three walking in, and they go into the pool, and come to find out, everybody's back, and they're having a soiree. Huh?
So fuck them people.
That's what I would have said. But all the people are back. Everybody's back. And they've been sequestered, so they couldn't go home. They couldn't get on their phones because they're pretty much a part of this game as the other three who are still remaining are in it. And so everybody was like, yay, we're so happy to see each other. Now tell me everything you know. Tell me what you know.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. Who is Monet?
Right? It was literally that. I was like, my God.
But you know what? You know what did happen though?
I should have more camera time.
She got
her camera time.
She got more camera time, girl. Yeah, she did.
We probably would have left right away.
She got her more camera time and guessed every single black person under the sun, moon, and stars. Other
Except
than
JB
the correct
Smooth
answers. Literally.
Just wrong. Everybody.
Wrong and wrong.
Loud and wrong. Jay Farrow. He was Jay Farrow because, of course, he was on Curb Your Enthusiasm. He
I
wasn't, by
mean,
the
Prince.
way.
lots of black people have been guest stars on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Jay
Apparently.
Farrell
Jay
was not.
Farrow.
I would say Jay
Not Jay
Farrell was not.
Farrow.
He was one of the black people who didn't make that cut. I'm sorry.
Uh,
Unfortunately. But yeah,
Mm.
she was loud and wrong. The one person who was not loud and wrong was Jada, aka Jane, who Chris was like, "You know who I am, don't you?" Jane was like, "I got a pretty good idea." And he was like, I think you know. She was like, "I mean, we both are part of a famous family." And he was like, "Yeah." And in the same field, he was like, "Yeah, yep, yeah, you know." And the one person I thought would know, it would be you. I'm like,
And then she's like, if it's who I think it is, I'm a really big fan. And I was like, oh, yeah, I know. She knows,
of
obviously.
course she knows. Then he's like, but I need your help with Monet. Monet. I just need to know who Monet is. And she sat there and she's like, he looked at her, she looked at the clue and was like, I think I know who she is. And he was like, you do? You do. And he's like, she's like, I think I do. Let me mull on this a little bit more. So she ain't telling about a pool, but baby, in this competition, because that's where all the madness started to unfold in this competition that they did. Because everybody was talking, and Gabriel was really trying to get who Monet was and who Chris was, because he had an idea about Chris, but he wasn't 100% sure. Had no idea about Monet. But they talked, and everybody talked. Y'all have thoughts, anything before we jump to the competition?
thoughts about the competition once we get to it.
Same.
Okay.
Lose.
The competition. We didn't talk about the competition, David. I'm gonna let you talk about the competition.
Yeah, so basically the 3 finalists, they get to pick teams, and they are looking for different objects that are buried, and each object corresponds to a different person that played the game. Some sort of clue to who each person was. Some of them were kind of vague. Some of them were extremely obvious. And that includes the final 3. One
Mhm.
literally had a lunchbox with a cartoon of their celebrity relative on it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. We're just going to be like, here.
Here.
Y'all could not come up with anything else. Really?
I mean, what else can you do for Donny Osmond
Um,
besides everything that they've been saying?
Besides a picture of Donny Osmond.
Besides a picture of
Quite
Donny Osmond,
literally.
literally.
I think production didn't want him to win either.
I don't think they want him
I
to win
think
either. They were like,
clearly
absolutely
production
not.
said no.
We said, no, we don't like him either.
Yeah, because it was
So.
the lunchbox for him. It was the glasses.
Which was another
for
obvious
Monet.
clue. The
I
glasses and the Caesar hat. If you
Yeah.
saw him do those commercials, you saw those of the
We've
same
all
exact.
seen too many of them. Let's just be honest and frank here. We see they're everywhere.
Those same exact glasses and hat and so Caesar thingies is the same exact thing he wore in those ads and those things. So I'm like,
Yeah.
if you ever seen it, you know who he is. Even if you don't know his name, you know who it is. You're like, that's that dude.
That's
And
that
then
one. That's Caesar.
he played Caesar. Yeah, he did that. He wore the glasses with the Caesar.
That one guy that's in everything.
And then a freaking turban for Nick Cannon. I'm like,
big
Those
giveaway as
fucking
well.
turbans. I swear, every time I watch a Wild 'N Out episode, I see him with that fucking turban. It's like somebody just knocked that shit off.
I was like, they might as well have just had a Wild 'N Out sweatshirt. Like, honestly.
right.
Like,
It's so crazy because it's not like he did not wear that same turban on The Masked Singer when he hosted. He did a
many
whole
times. There's a
season.
whole.
He did
I
a
was
whole
gonna say there's a
season. He
whole
wore the
season.
turban. I'm like, y'all just I think they were just like, y'all got to guess right now. We can't have nobody guess the right thing at this point. Somebody got to know. So, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't know, but last year the challenge at this point was Truth or Dare. And I actually missed Truth or Dare because It was insane. I was watching this and I could not believe all the truths that Elsie, our winner, was taking.
Yeah.
So basically, you could either you would be able to they would ask a question and you would either give the truth or you would do some stupid dare like eat something, but you wouldn't get a point um,
Mm-hmm.
unless you finished that task. But Elsie had balls of steel and she was answering all of these questions straight up, making it very, very, very clear who her celebrity relative was. But she's like, I'm going for the points. I'm gonna win this and I'm gonna be in control of my fate. So I
Mm-hmm.
really like that aspect. And I kind of wish they had done that here, just to see who has the nerves of steel, and who's willing to just lay it all out there. Um, but I don't know. It was still kind of fun how it
Mm-hmm.
worked out, but I do like that last year's challenge better.
All right. It was interesting. All I know is I'm definitely old because when I watched this challenge, I was like, "Ooh, my allergies would be acting up right now."
No,
That's the first thing I said.
I would have literally had to wear an N95 mask just the whole time. I'm just like, why? No, I need this.
Yeah, I could not. I was like, "Ooh, my allergies would be dying if I had to go through all that." Hey, absolutely not. But they did this, and it was kind of close. It was kind of
Within
close.
one.
Within 1 point of each other, and they would like finding stuff. And my favorite part was they would find something like, "Oh, I already got that. Hide it, hide it, hide it." So they would bury it back under stuff. I was like, okay. But the winner ended up being Gabriel,
Of course.
of course.
Shocker.
I mean, shocked by no one. Gabriel won this challenge.
We were like teeter-tottering of winning challenges.
I mean, and think about the team he had. Like Gabriel picked Travis, Cole, and Hugo, and himself.
How did they let him get away with that?
A child, because Chris
Chris
had
was focused on picking all the white
he
people.
picked all the white women, and he was like, "Let me get Carson."
Not all of them.
He got who he wanted. But yeah, it was interesting. And then Monet ended up with uh who she ended up with?
Carly.
Carly. Yeah, she ended up with Carly and JR and Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what she ended up with.
People who betray her. Mm. Mm.
And so they do that, and like I said, Gabriel wins. So Gabriel is the one who's going to make the decisions tonight. He's going to decide who the first target is going to be, who's going to guess, and then he gets to decide if he is going to guess or if he's going to be the target for the next round, for the final round. So after they get back to the house, everybody's still talking. Who was who was who are you? That's where Jane comes to Chris and lets Chris know that she figured out who today's person is. And it's
It took you less than a day to figure out who Monet's person is, but then you seen fucking Chris's clue and seeing that man's face and then get it Donnie Osmond. Okay, I blocked you. Okay.
but she left the game guessing Elvis for him. I'm like,
exactly. And you seen his clue.
And you saw the clue, but yeah.
Okay, if you hate Monet, just say that.
Oh, they hate Monet because she thinks Monet set her up. I'm like, baby, no, you guessed. You picked Elvis, and they said,
okay, yeah. Oh, I know this, and chose Elvis.
Yeah, that was that was what she did. And so she found out, she realized who Monet's person was, and she said, JB Smooth is who it is. He was like, JB who? J who? He was like, JB Smooth. And he was like, I have no idea who that is, but okay, if you're sure, are you sure? I was like, oh no. I hated that because I was like, Dad, because honestly, y'all, everybody know who I wanted Monet to win. I wanted Monet to win. But she got clocked by Jada Jane, and but I think at this point I don't know if well we don't know if Gabriel knew then or not, but Gabriel knew he was going to make either Monet or Chris be the target, and Monet was talking to Gabriel and was like, "I think I know. Let me guess Chris and get him out of here, and it'll be us in the final two, and da da da." Because at this point, she still didn't think he knew who she was, so she's like, even if he guesses, he'll guess wrong. So I feel comfortable with being up there with him, and but we knew Gabriel knew that Monet knew who he was, so he was like, I can't let her guess, and she was comfortable with that because she thought he didn't know. Any extra
She
thoughts on that?
she was betrayed by two of the closest people to her that was in that house. She may get over that betrayal, but I never will. Anytime I see those two hooligans on my screen or phone, I'm in the comments.
And those hooligans who Nay is referring to is Shane and JR.
I don't want to hear their names. Oh, it hurts me. I have tears in my eyes. Oh, it hurts. My baby was so fucking close. It wasn't for those two. Oh,
Those meddling kids. Meddling kids.
they are just fucking salty. That's all.
But salty for and who though? Not her. She didn't do it. Ugh. Okay. Anyway.
Let's be clear. JR was always closer to Gabriel
True.
over
True.
Monet. So
True.
he would have that's the given. But
I mean,
Shayna?
it's a social game too. We have to remember that.
Shayna, I ridiculed Alicia Keys' fine ass brother for getting you out. And you do this to me? You do this? Oh, I was hurt. Oh. Because she's the one that told JR.
Yeah.
It was like a game of fucking telephone, and the telephone actually worked fucking correctly this time. Okay, it wasn't like the last challenge when it was fucked up. No, she told fucking JR, and JR told fucking Gabriel. I don't know if I can watch a third season of this, depending who the people are. I can't be betrayed again. That's worse than me getting chicken nuggets and them falling out of the container on the floor. Okay?
That's pretty bad.
Oh, that's pretty bad. I hate that. That's annoying. Don't mess with my chicken that gets falling out
I
like
threw
that.
my phone at 6:45 in the morning seeing that shit. I threw it right off. Okay.
Yeah, that's annoying. But yeah, so really, it's really just the end right now because after all the talking, we get to the end. And Gabriel says he wants Monet to be the guesser. So Monet is like, okay. So that meant Chris was the target.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, Mr. 3 times up there, Mr. Nobody knew who he was for three different times he got up there. Nobody knew. And he finally got somebody to guess, and they guessed correctly. Monet said you are related to Donny Osmond, and that was fact. So Chris was now eliminated. Thank goodness. For me.
You know who would have been got him out if she stayed longer? Olivia.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel from the bottom of my twinkle toes. She would have got him out. Okay? She would have got him out. You got to think about it. Look at Jane. Jane wasn't there that long and thought Elvis. So if Olivia had more time after hearing other people guess who he's not. And what pissed me off about everybody is that man looks dead right on his father, like his father's one that birthed him. No one looked at that man and was like, Donny Osmond. No one say here, Donny Osmond. Oh, wow, yeah, I see it. It took you this long to see it? He's a spitting image of his father. It's not like a barely resemblance. They're identical twins.
He looked a lot like him. It was interesting, and he was. That was the moment. It was so funny because as the countdown was happening, you can see the moments on his face, and he was like, "Dang man, shoot, she got me, gal." It was kind of like it got to two. He was like,
Expected Gabriel to like choose for him to be the guesser, not for Monet. He thought him and Gabriel would have been a final two.
I mean, and it probably could have been that if he wouldn't if he wouldn't have showed Carson Gabriel's clue. I think Gabriel would have took him all the way to the end with him. I think he would have, but I think he lost a little bit of trust when he showed Carson his clue, and he was like, "Well, I guess all bets are off. We're not going to do this." And then with Chris coming back trying to make amends, like I showed Carson your clue. He's like, I already knew that. I saw you when you did it. Like you wasn't slick when you did it. So I think that kind of lost a little trust. I think he probably would have took Chris to the end because he kind of figured Chris don't know who I am, but he could have figured out who he was. So, but then Gabriel turns around and now he is the guesser, and he is going to guess Monet. And as we say, we just said Nate eloquently put it. Monet was betrayed by those meddling kids who told Gabriel who Monet was related to.
Because he did not know. He honestly didn't know. Like, literally, he was looking out the window and he was packing. And JR, small fucking goatee self comes up and goes, "You know who Monet's relative is, right?"
I actually think it's quite possible that Gabriel did know.
He did not know.
Just hear me out. Hear me out.
I hear you out, but I'm going to tell you he ain't know.
So the one thing that I noticed as I was watching this finale that started to make me think, oh, Gabriel is definitely winning, is the fact that we never heard him say the correct name for Monet. And if you watched season 1, you never really hear LC say Jason Aldean for Logan. And that's because they were saving it for the end. They wanted to have the will she or will she not know. And I think they were doing the same thing with Gabriel, where they didn't want to reveal the hand that he did know who she was related to, and they wanted it to be a surprise in the moment. So I do think it's quite possible that he might have figured it out at some point, and we just never found out. He gave us reasons why he figured it out, and sure, maybe JR gave him confirmation, but I do think that he got there on his own.
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't know. I feel like the confirmation came when Shane was like, "Yep, you're on the right path." Maybe he had some ideas, but like we said, Curb Your Enthusiasm had a lot of black comedians to guest star and be on that show, and so
and
I don't know.
Never underestimate somebody's desire to want to have a little bit of credit for somebody getting a win.
Sure.
People will spill the beans because they want to be like, well, I had something to do with it.
Sure. I think that's all possibility. Maybe he knew, maybe he figured it out. If that's how they want to edit it, they should do a better job because they make it look like JR told him and he knew. And then that's when he figured it out.
After it is revealed that Gabriel got it correct, and Franklin asks, "So Gabriel, who is your celebrity relative?" And it shows the countdown, and you see Nick Cannon's ugly ass face on there. The whole little crowd of everybody is so shocked, and somebody was like, "We had no clue." And "Are you here?" Monet said, I did. Literally, I did. She was like, "We knew."
Why does T-Pain look so different?
Is that T-Pain in his younger years?
T-Pain got a haircut?
I didn't know T-Pain looked like that. He lost a lot of weight.
You know how mad I threw my phone after Gabriel guessed her correctly, and then all you hear is like 5 seconds later, "Oh wow, we had no clue. We had no clue" from everybody in the fucking audience about Nick Cannon and Gabriel.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I actually think Gabriel is like a top tier reality TV character. He's super likable. He's very well rounded. He's so good socially. He dominated the challenges. He had a celebrity relative that wasn't so obscure that people wouldn't be able to figure it out. So I think he really did well with this game. And I think he's continuing a great legacy of wonderful black winners for claim to fame, and I'm very happy
Oh,
for
I
him.
thought you meant his bloodline. I was like Nick Cannon's black.
Oh no.
But
No,
yes, the bloodline for claim to fame. I agree, but his blood no.
I have no faults with Gabriel's game. I think he played the best
Oh
game.
no.
100% he played the best game. His game was spot on. The fact that it took up to the second to last challenge for people to realize that your claim to fame is not an athlete, that's bona fide. Like, I'm not mad that he won.
No.
Don't get
That's
me
no.
wrong. I am
Mhm.
not mad that he won at all because it is well deserved. I was more Team Monet because I felt like if she would have won, it would have been well deserved as well. But
True.
I am not mad that Gabriel won. I think he did a one job
I
of this game.
I will
Period.
say I agree with Lana for the simple fact that nobody knew who either of those two relatives were until the last moment. Monet was Gabriel, and Gabriel per edit until the last moment for Monet.
Yep. Yep.
So if this was like a different show, like for instance, Who Done It, and Gabriel was the person that was like sabotaging the group, I wholeheartedly will be like rooting for Gabriel to win the whole fucking season. And wholeheartedly, if that man goes on to do Who Done It or Traitors, the way he lies, he might fucking win.
Yeah.
He might win.
He could.
Mhm.
He did what he did what needed to be done. He did it. He made them question themselves. They had no idea who he was. Very up until the last minute, then they realized it. So congrats to Gabriel. Shout out, you did the doggone thing. You played a stellar game. You deserve this win. And I agree, the claim to fame or winner's circle is looking exceptionally well. And I hope they keep up with this trend for the next season.
Ugh, I don't. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come back. I'm just like kind of like when you have like I'm gonna say season two, and we're ranking even with only two seasons. For me, it's season two then one. Even
Okay.
though I love OC more than I love Gabriel,
Same.
but Gabriel's game is impeccable to the end. Only one person knew who he was. Only one. Only one. And OC, like David, you said, I've also watched that season. They're mid-season. Somebody figured out when they were doing the talent show, and she had on a bee costume. OC had on a bee costume. They were like Aquila and the Bee, and still, yeah, they still couldn't get LC. They
Right.
still couldn't get.
They
That
still
was
thought it was they're like Lawrence
Lawrence
Fishburne.
Fishburne was in there.
He's in
Mhm.
that.
That's so
and
funny.
that wasn't like the end of the no. That was like beginning towards middle of the season, and you had her dead to right and still didn't get her out. Amazing, but compared to Gabriel, who until the last moment, only
Yep.
one person knew who he is, and that's at the last moment. It's not like for the whole game she knew she couldn't take her shot. No, it's the last moment she found out. I'm
Hmm.
sorry. Winner wise is Gabriel over LC, so I'm scared with third season can
Ooh.
even beat
I
somebody
will have
like Gabriel.
I would have to agree with you on that because only that, and I know David, what you was like. No, but Elsie was so great. But if she was found out, even detected a little bit mid-season, but just happened to make it, that's great for her. But Gabriel was not detected at all. You cannot put that above somebody who was detected that
But she
played it.
wasn't. She wasn't detected.
She was. They
No,
had
they
her.
had her movie, but they had the wrong person. They were stuck on Lawrence Fishburne.
I will say somebody did mention Kiki Palmer like once, but it was like an afterthought. Then they left it alone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no
And
way,
they
it can't
didn't
be Kiki
even they
Palmer.
mentioned it, but not associated to her.
Yeah, there's like no way, it's not. It can't
Mm,
be Kiki Palmer, and then left it alone.
that's
But with
crazy.
Gabriel, with Gabriel, still his game is more impeccable for the simple fact everyone thought they had his number all the way to the end when they realized they did it, and that was their mistake. That was their. They always wanted to go after Chris. They always wanted to try to figure out Monet. They always wanted to try to get at Hugo, but never realized the two biggest threats in the house was Chris and Gabriel, and never tried to guess Gabriel or find out more clues because it's oh yeah, I haven't figured. He looks like this person. Now look at you, boo boo the fool.
Here, I'll say why I think LC is a better winner, or at least the kind of winner that I'm more impressed by. I think Gabriel did so well at keeping his celebrity relative secret. But what I liked about LC is she had like her puppets all over the house. She was dictating who was being guessed each time and every little bit of strategy. She had every person in her back pocket, and she was really just never in danger because she was in control of exactly who was going to be the guesser each week. And I just was so impressed by that.
I mean, in this situation, Gabriel kind of had the same thing.
He had a lot of sway, yes.
He
I
had a
don't think
lot
he
of.
had as much as she did.
I mean, I think Gabriel's social game gave him that sway. Gabriel knew he was never in danger. There was nothing. Gabriel had never really felt like was in danger of leaving until that one week where he thought everybody figured him out, and the only person at that point that had figured him out was Monet. So he really was never in danger. He just played up that oh no,
And they both had secret alliances with people that nobody expected.
yeah.
So they played pretty
Probably
similar
played pretty
games.
good.
I don't know if you can top the last few
I can
seasons.
top.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what season 3 brings. Who like the people and who is if they watch season 1 or 2, will they play their game, try to play it like LC, like Gabriel, or will they come up with their own route of playing this game? Because I feel like Chris maybe wanted to play LC's game, but he was too. People were on to him, and people just didn't like him.
And he was too pop culture dumb.
He was, yeah, he had no sense of pop culture, no sense of who anybody was.
Another
Like
area, LC was better than Gabriel. LC knows her pop culture. Gabriel, he kind of knew some stuff, but there was a lot he did not know.
It'll be interesting. I don't know. I guess that's it though, y'all, because that was it. That was all. We don't have no more claim to fame after this.
Sadly.
Sad. It was sad.
I love
but
this show so much.
I know. Season 3 can't get here fast enough for some people, I'm sure. But y'all know what to do. Hit the buttons. All the buttons. The likes, the subscribes, the shares, not the dislikes. Don't touch that one. If you're listening to us on your audio platforms, hit all the things that says you support us because we support you and we appreciate you. Follow us on all of our socials, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at The Cup Pod. And then if you just want to follow us, we're down there. We're cute. We're here. Follow us down there. We're talking about things, personal things, Big Brother things, Drag Race things. That's what we're talking about on our socials. So check us out over there if you want. Get your cup merch. Get it. Cup mugs. At Lana G's Creations.etsy.com. And yep, that's it. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Bye. I need more camera time.
Damn.
I should have more camera time.